Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're diving into something really cool called Seedance 2.0. It's this wild idea where you can take a tiny digital seed and watch it dance its way into a super complex, sometimes totally unpredictable creation. We're going to break down how it all works and what it could mean for the future of, well, everything, from art and science to the games we play.
But before we get into the technical nitty-gritty, let's just start with this big question. How does a simple idea, a little spark, grow and blossom into something intricate and beautiful? You know, that question is really at the heart of what Seedance is all about. It's trying to digitally capture that very process of creative evolution. So keep that in the back of your mind as we go.
All right, so to really get a handle on Seedance 2.0, we have to start with the original concept. And honestly, the name itself is the perfect place to begin, because it really breaks the whole process down into two simple yet powerful parts.
So at its core, Seedance is this beautiful metaphor for a digital creative process that kind of mimics nature. You start with a tiny seed, that's your initial idea, and then an algorithm provides the dance, which is basically a process of growth that lets it bloom into something complex and often totally unexpected.
Okay, so you've got these two distinct but totally connected parts. On one side, you have the seed. Think of it as the raw potential. And it can be almost anything, you know? A few notes of music, a simple shape, even just a line of text. But then comes the dance, and that's really where the magic happens. It's this sophisticated engine of rules that takes the seed on an evolutionary journey, transforming it bit by bit.
And that brings us to the main event, the key evolution. The original Seedance, it was groundbreaking for sure. But version 2.0, it just takes the whole concept to a completely different level. The fundamental change is all about making that dance way, way more sophisticated.
You know, the jump from version 1.0 to 2.0 is where everything changes. With the first version, the dance was pretty predictable. The same seed would give you a very similar result every single time. But 2.0 introduces nonlinearity, and suddenly, the dance isn't like a choreographed routine anymore. It's more like this chaotic, beautiful improvisation. The very same starting point can now branch off in all these wild, unexpected directions, creating vastly different results.
So in practice, it's actually a really elegant three-step process. First, you plant the seed. That's your simple initial input. Then you just step back and let the 2.0 engine start its intricate dance, applying all these different layers of evolutionary rules. And finally, you get to witness the output, a totally unique creation that has genuinely evolved from your original little idea.
Now, this is all fascinating from a tech standpoint, right? But what does it actually mean for us? Why should we care about this evolution from a simple algorithm to a complex, unpredictable dance? Well, let's get into the real-world impact.
The possibilities here are just vast. For artists, it's like a whole new kind of paintbrush, a way to collaborate with an algorithm to create endlessly unique art. For scientists, it's a new lens, a way to see massive data sets not as static charts, but as living, growing ecosystems that can reveal hidden patterns. And for gaming, it's an engine for building entire worlds that are genuinely unique for every single player. It's this incredibly powerful tool that really bridges art, science, and entertainment.
And this brings us right back to where we started, to that initial idea of potential. See, Seedance 2.0 isn't just a bunch of code. It's a whole new kind of partnership between what a human wants to create and what an algorithm can evolve. So it leaves us with this final thought to chew on. If you could plant any seed, what would you want it to become?